Taylor Swift just announced a brand new album, which she thinks is so great fans will want to buy 4 copies. Is one of music's biggest stars abusing her biggest fans just to make more money? My thoughts on Taylor Swift's Lover rollout are coming up next on Track by Track. Hey everybody, my name's Kyle and this is Track by Track, music reviews, news, and commentary. Thanks for tuning in today, and if this is your first time here, please take a second to click subscribe so that you don't miss future reviews and more. So, I just got back from a Target run. Who cares, right? Well, as you probably heard me mention before, it's not unusual for major music artists to partner with major store chains to release an exclusive edition of their albums on CD or vinyl. They're usually referred to as retail exclusive editions, although since Best Buy stopped selling CDs, Target is about the only place that gets exclusive editions anymore. There's been a few Target exclusive releases that I've picked up already this year, and today I bought 3 more. There's the new Madonna album that came out today, and it has 2 Target exclusive bonus tracks. There's also this new Dave Matthews Band live compilation, which was also released today and is only sold at Target. And then I grabbed the recently released new album from Carly Rae Jepsen, which also has 2 Target exclusive bonus tracks. Now, to be fair, a lot of the bonus tracks from retail exclusive releases often end up being available on digital or streaming. It's just that if you picked up the CD anywhere else, like say Amazon, it wouldn't contain those extra songs. I've seen some people complain about this kind of thing, but I'm actually a big fan of it. I mean, it's hard to complain about getting something extra just by making a trip to a different store than you usually visit for new releases. The only time it's ever pissed me off is when I bought a CD at one store, only to find out later that another store had an exclusive edition. Of course, a lot of people have long since given up buying physical albums and gone with all streaming subscriptions with services like Spotify or Apple Music, and that's fine. Even though I obviously still buy CDs, I use streaming services too. I think they're great for discovering new music, which I may end up buying on CD. But the truth of the matter is, artists are making far less money off their music on streaming services than when people buy their albums on CD or vinyl. When it comes to physical music sales, only the biggest and most popular artists are still able to get thousands of fans to go out and buy a physical product. Not only that, but with CD shelf space dramatically shrinking or even disappearing at most retail chains, stores like Target are only willing to sell music with the widest appeal. They're not willing to sacrifice much, if any, shelf space for new and emerging artists when they can move far more inventory with major acts like Madonna or Dave Matthews Band. But of course, one of the biggest selling acts in America most certainly is Taylor Swift. Now, while I'm not personally a Taylor Swift fan, as someone who still buys music on CD, I have to say I applaud her ongoing commitment to releasing music on physical formats. You may recall that when Swift released her last album, Reputation, in 2017, she actually kept it off streaming services for the first month, forcing fans to actually buy the album on CD, vinyl, or digital. It was a gamble that paid off big time, with Reputation selling an astounding 2 million copies in its first week of release. Incidentally, a lot of those albums were sold at Target stores, where fans could pick up Reputation bundled with one of 2 exclusive 72-page promotional magazines. This wasn't the first partnership between Taylor and Target either. She's released exclusive editions of multiple albums with the retail giant, so clearly they've cracked the physical format formula. If anything, it was a bold move to offer 2 different versions of the Reputation magazine, since the biggest fans would almost certainly want to own both and end up buying 2 copies of the album. Now, I don't know how many of those 2 million copies sold in week 1 were double dippers, but it's still worth considering as we marvel at Taylor Swift's sales success. So it should come as no surprise to hear that when Taylor Swift announced her upcoming new album this week, she would once again be partnering exclusively with Target. Lover is album number 7 for the pop superstar, and it's scheduled for release on August 23rd. There will be a standard edition available wherever music is sold, of course, but true fans will once again want to do their shopping at Target, where not 1, not 2, but 4 different deluxe editions of Lover will be available. In addition to the 18-track album, a lyric book, and blank journal pages, each of the 4 Target Deluxe editions will include unique content from Taylor, one of 4 different posters, and 2 unique bonus tracks that will take the form of voice memos from songwriting sessions. So let me make sure I'm being perfectly clear here. What this means is that the diehard fans who buy all 4 deluxe editions will end up with 4 unique books, 4 unique posters, and 8 different voice memos. With the deluxe edition of Lover currently listed at $17, that means those fans will have to shell out $68 plus tax to get their hands on a complete set. And before you scoff at that and express doubt about how many people would actually buy more than one version of the album, take note. Taylor and Target are actually marketing it that way. The headline on Target.com reads, "Pre-order all 4 exclusive deluxe versions of Taylor Swift's new album." Okay, now look, I think it's great that a major artist is helping to keep physical music formats alive, but this really seems gratuitous. Granted, a single copy of the deluxe edition is actually reasonably priced at just $17, but I'm really struggling to see the value here at almost $70 for everything. And remember, the bonus tracks are not extra new songs, they're rough early demos recorded on Taylor Swift's iPhone. I can imagine it may have been hard to add all 8 of those to an already packed 18-track album disc, but they could have easily included them as a second bonus disc. If Lover had been offered as a deluxe 2-disc set in a box or a slipcase with all 4 posters and an expanded book to include all of the content, priced around $40 or maybe $50 at most, I would not have found that excessive. But compelling your biggest fans to buy 4 copies of your album strikes me as an incredibly cynical money grab. Now keep in mind, artists today pull all kinds of tricks to chart a #1 album. Swift herself bundled copies of Reputation with each concert ticket sold last year, and each of those counts as 1 album sold. I know a family of 4 that saw the Reputation tour, and their tickets resulted in 4 copies of the album sold. Not even 4 unique copies, like Lover will have at Target. That family now has 4 identical copies of Reputation, which is at least 3 more than they need. Recently, DJ Khaled tried to score a #1 album by bundling his new album with the sales of his self-branded energy drink. Now just take that in for a moment. Buy an energy drink, get an album. Now I don't care if you're DJ Khaled, DJ Jazzy Jeff, or DJ Tanner, that's fucking stupid. And you know what? It didn't work. DJ Khaled is actually suing Billboard for a recount because he thinks Tyler, the Creator, cheated him out of the top spot. How did Tyler do it? By selling actual goddamn albums. But everybody knows an artist like Taylor Swift is operating on a whole different level. Is there any doubt whatsoever that even without counting any retail exclusives or merch bundles, Lover is not only going to be a massive #1 hit in its first week of release, it's also likely to be the top-selling album of the year, and by a very wide margin, which makes it all the more ridiculous for Swift to try to milk her fans for even more money and more units sold. It's gonna be the #1 album no matter what. But I think what Taylor Swift has figured out is her fans will buy absolutely anything. I talked about this earlier this year when Swift appeared on the Billboard Music Awards to perform Me, the first single from her new album. The performance itself was fine and full of all the typical visual spectacle you expect from both Taylor Swift and a major award show opening act, but immediately after the show, Taylor Swift took to social media to announce her web store would be selling the audio from her Billboard rehearsal on limited edition CD, vinyl, and picture disc. I saw that and I thought, seriously? Is there really a demand for this? I'm all for selling singles of your studio recordings, but a rehearsal? It's not even the actual audio from the show. It seemed like a pretty pretentious move to me, even if the prices weren't bad, ranging from $3 for the CD single to $13 for a vinyl picture disc. That was nothing compared to Swift's wallet-draining efforts put in place for Lover. And the thing is, this is probably just the beginning, because when she announces her inevitable world tour, those tickets will probably once again be wildly expensive and be bundled with yet another copy of the new album. How many copies of this thing do Swifties need? I gotta say, if you somehow end up owning 5 or 6 copies of Lover, it's time for you to start a club. Still, this kind of album release campaign may be on its last legs. As CD sales continue to decline, we're likely to see fewer and fewer retail exclusives at Target or anywhere else. By the time Taylor Swift gets around to album number 8 in maybe 2021, I wouldn't be surprised if it was almost impossible to find a major retail chain that still sells CDs. But hey, there may be other untapped bundling opportunities for Taylor. After all, if Swift isn't the perfect name for an energy drink, I don't know what is. Once again, my name's Kyle, and this has been Track by Track. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Plus, check out some of these other videos below that I think you might also enjoy. And of course, be sure to subscribe, because true music fans always want new releases the day they come out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.